You're listening to the Meet Magazine's interview radio show on Blog Talk Radio. I'm your host, Meet Magazine. And as usual, I have an interesting and talented guest for you today. Peter Curti is a celebrity fashion stylist, a reality TV personality, and a photographer. He's made appearances on TV shows such as Botched, and he formerly styled Tiffany Pollard, a.k.a. Miss New York. Let me see if Peter's on the line here. Hello, Peter.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm good. I'm good.
Great. Can
you
let the listeners...
I was just... Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah, there's probably like a little bit of a delay in us speaking. Sorry about that. Can you let the listeners know who you are and a little bit about what you do?
All righty. Well, I am a fashion stylist. I started as a photographer. And then after I graduated, I went on to, jobs where, I found myself more interested in the styling aspect. So I set up a, photo shoot and everything with Tiffany, actually. You mentioned her. And, I did the styling, I did the photography, and then I really just realized I loved fashion. So I went into that. And now currently I just created my own fashion brand, which is a luxury evening wear for women. And it's called House of Peter James. And you can find that on Instagram at House of Peter James. Yeah, so that's me.
That sounds great. And I definitely want to talk to you more about fashion, but I wanted to start off about Tiffany and then move on into reality TV and fashion. Now, recently, Tiffany posted a photo on Instagram where she was holding up an expensive designer bag. Now, you sent out a tweet. You sent out a tweet telling her that if she has the money for an expensive accessory like that, then she needs to pay you the $5,000 that she owes you.
Absolutely.
Right. What did you spend the $5,000 on that she owes you?
Excuse me. What did you say?
Why does she owe you $5,000? What did you do for her that led up to you having to tweet out that she owes you money?
Yes, she owes me a lot of money. So basically, I've said it out there on social media many times. She owes me money. Basically, for styling fees she has never, ever, ever paid me for. I've gotten false promises. I'll pay you this time. I'll pay you that time. Me being a good person, I trusted her. I thought we had a friendship, considering she started living with me. So she just basically owes me money, and I want my money. And it's just not right. What she does to people is not right. And, if I have to be the one that takes her down, I will. I don't give a shit. All these people chatting on the fucking comments, keep chatting because you're obviously talking.
Did you ever ask Tiffany flat out to pay you back? Did you ever get in contact with her?
Absolutely. I've sent her invoices. You don't know. She originally owed me $10,000 in styling fees. Me, as a nice person, I dropped it down to $5,000. Still nothing.
Wow.
Still nothing. So.
Did you ever think about maybe going on Judge Judy or one of those court shows to get your money back?
I would. At this point, we need Dr. Phil. I'm not going to lie. She's fucking nuts. She's fucking, but I will sue. I am going to sue her as I can't talk about that, though, legally.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Now, can you tell us just what the amount is of the suit? Can you tell us that?
No, I can't speak on anything about it. I can speak about anything else, but the legal matter.
Okay, now you had a photo shoot with Tiffany where you used an expensive collection of crowns. What photo shoot was that for? Was that for a TV show or a magazine or something?
Excuse me, we use an expensive set of clowns? Oh,
Yes,
crowns.
the crown.
Crowns.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Can't hear too well on the phone. Yes. I actually rented a bunch of vintage crowns were actually real crowns from like 18th century, I don't know. I got them from the prestigious boutique New York Vintage in New York City. So these crowns were an insane amount of money. I actually just found the receipt. It's funny I'm talking about it, but excuse me.
Now, was the photo shoot for a show, or what was the photo shoot for?
The photo shoot was for. We did a couple. Which one are you referring to? I'm sorry. Someone was texting me and I got distracted.
The one with the crowns, the vintage crowns.
The vintage crowns. I rented them from the New York Vintage, hoping, other doors would open, because I wanted to go all out on the styling. Now, these crowns are expensive, like $10,000 and up. I rented about, 12 of them for the shot. That was an insane amount of money to rent, ship to Los Angeles where we had the shoot. And, just all the nice things I did out of kindness were taken for weakness. And she just continuously takes advantage of people, and I'm sick of it. She's a pig. I call people like that a pig. It's not about the money. It's not about this. It's not about that. It's about fessing up and being a good person at the end of the day. Because right now the public sees me as the villain. If they only knew. Yeah, I'm a bitch, but I'm not gonna sit here and let people accuse me and call me names and get the fuck out of here with that.
Wow, those are some strong words.
Next
now,
question.
From what I remember, right, you were supposed to be on the next 15 with Tiffany, but what happened with that led up to you not actually being on the show?
Okay, I was supposed to be on the next 15 with her. We were supposed to be, her sidekick on the show. I say we because Antonio was involved in it as well. That's all I will say on that. Basically, I wasn't on it because she didn't want us on it. She didn't feel that we should be on it. I heard from our producer. And the producer, we set everything up. And last minute, they canceled. I had a flight going home to New York. And they just canceled. So, it was a lot of back and forth. They were very unprofessional. It was just... And I know she had something to do with it. I know for a fact. So, if you're going to take an opportunity away from me, you don't take what's mine. I don't take what's yours. There's no reason for me to. So don't take what's mine. What she's afraid of is her being outshined. And I know that. I could outshine her on any day. I could outshine her on her good day. I mean, I'm over her. And she needs to be taught a lesson.
You mentioned some unprofessionalism when it comes to what went behind the scenes.
Absolutely, with the production of... I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say with a producer named Jim Coleslaw, for example, he happened to refer to you as unprofessional. Can you elaborate on why he said that about you? And yeah.
Yes, I can. Absolutely. And let me say first, Jim, whatever the hell his last name is, I would never work with him again. Number one, he's calling me unprofessional. Besides that, all right, let me tell you this. He called me unprofessional. In reality, he's unprofessional. He called me unprofessional because I chose not to do the show. Last minute, I was, going to do the show. They had me scheduled. They had the car to pick me up and everything. And my, job on the show, they wanted me to dish dirt on Tiffany to the other girls. And I didn't want to do that on national television. Yeah, I'll say it on my own terms, but I didn't want to, no. I'm not going to make myself look like an idiot to get my point across. I'm going, by going on national television and looking like a trash bag and ripping her damn weave off. Because that's what I do. So, if I saw her, I didn't say, I'll do it. I said I might.
Do you think it would really come to physical blows if you guys saw each other in person at this point?
If she got in my face, that's not physical. It's a weave. I'll just take it off.
Wow.
Because if you're coming in my space, you're threatening me. So does that make sense to you?
I'm trying to imagine what she would look like without her hair because I've never seen her without.
It's not pretty, honey. It's not pretty. Darling, it's not pretty. Yes, I know this because she lives with me. Me being a good friend, I let her stay with me.
Can you tell the listeners a little bit about what Can you tell the listeners a little bit about what happened when she lived with you?
Absolutely. I believe I don't even know his name to recall because he's irrelevant. But she was living with somebody at the moment. And I believe he was being abusive or something, psychologically, maybe physically. I don't know. I can't say because I never had proof. But it was bad enough to where she had nowhere to stay. And I let her stay on my couch. I thought it'd be for a couple days. It ended up being 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. She had her 2 puppies with her. Number one, I love dogs, but I didn't even have a dog. So why should you have a dog in my apartment pissing and shitting all over the place, not acting like it's happening? I mean, it's bullshit. She thinks she is entitled. Who is she? She ain't nobody. She's a washed-up reality star from 10 years ago who's trying to make a comeback. She lived on my couch. She ate like a pig with her wig off, and it's nasty. Anything else?
Well, actually, can you hold on for 1 second? I have.
And if you don't believe me, Antonio can confirm it because he lived there too.
Right. Well, we have a surprise caller. I just want to bring them on the line and see who this is. Hello, surprise caller.
Hi. Hey, Peter. It's Antonio. What's up, guys?
Antonio, how are you?
Good. I'm actually kind of over this situation. Everybody thinks that she's holier than thou. So I wasn't initially going to do this conversation. I wasn't going to entertain it. But, as a friend that I am to you, I believe
Antonio,
that I would do
entertain
it.
it.
So I'm willing to speak on anything right now.
Okay, anyway.
Okay, so for the listeners, this is Antonio Velaz on the line, for the record. Now, we spoke about a surprise that you have for your fans, Peter. Now, it's a top-secret announcement. Can you give the fans the big news?
No, I want to hear what Antonio had to say first, and then we can speak about that.
Okay.
I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay, this is what is exactly that? The question here is Peter is Peter, and when two people are strong, they do clash. We did have a good friendship with Tiffany. She's very easily influenced. She's very manipulative. I relocated from LA, and let's just clear it up. I cannot just be added as a booking agent. I cannot do that. I was her executive coordinator, and basically I was more than that. I was acting PR. I was an agent. whatever she needed, she had me there to do it. Her so-called team of an alcoholic manager in the UK and a scammer of a PR, that's not the type of things that I do. I have worth. I don't need to hustle and pretend on and create a storyline. Peter has class. We're ratchet. You know what I'm saying? People think that since we have class, we cannot be ratchet and we can express ourselves. Of course we can. People need to understand that people don't flip out for no reason because they're crazy. No, Peter had a lot of pent of anger with her. She needs to sit down, shut the fuck up, alongside with her other puppets or muppets or dusty people. I normally do not sit here and do this. But she is acting like she's, like I said, holier than thou. And her mother, she needs to go sit her ass down with her racist comments against
that devil of a bitch.
Talking about Peter's mom subliminally on Instagram. You know what?
Calling me a white gorilla. Oh, God forbid I called her a black gorilla. There would be fucking flames out of that bitch's ears and nose. God forbid. Because of society today. I'm not saying anything, but like calling me and my mother a white gorilla over Facebook. Fucking.
Those two, let's just be clear,
are so racist.
The daughters of the devil. Because how are you going to preach and attack and be racist? I mean, are you a pastor? Are you a reverend? Are you a Halloween costume? They need to get it together. And listen, I've been with Tiffany for 10 years, and I've been asked multiple times, you relocated to LA, and it only lasted less than
You know what? I never
year.
said this, but I relocated as well to LA. I've never said it, but I will say it here right now that I did it too. I relocated myself. You know, I don't have as much as Antonio has, like a family and stuff like that. It was much harder for him, but I did.
And let me speak on this. And it's like we literally took over the station right now because the host is quiet. But let me be honest.
I know. I'm so sorry.
Everybody
was tend to do that, Antonio.
Yeah, guys, this is getting so good that I just have to sit here and listen. So just
The thing here is everybody was wondering. Okay, everybody was wondering, where is Antonio? Why isn't Antonio speaking? Why isn't Antonio doing this? Why isn't Antonio this and this and that? The moral of the story is, okay, and I always said it, and this is no way of bashing Peter in no way, because Peter is actually more of a brother than Tiffany was a sister to me. Okay, Peter is very, 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 very wealthy, and his family is rich in many ways, but in heart, it's spirit. Like Peter's family is so amazing. Let's talk about this. I never met Peter. Never until I got on the plane and we filmed for Botched. I did the reunion show. She was supposed to get someone to pick me up at the airport. It didn't happen because he was jealous or he needed gas money or I don't know what he needed. The point is that she managed to get production to pick me up at the airport. I get there, and the first thing I see is Peter. And I go into it, production's not trying to pay for the hotel or put a credit card on file. I'm not paying for anything. So we go there. She's a bunch of, and I can't call them goons. I have to call them clowns because goons are about their business. And these clowns, okay, are here patrolling, trying to get their 15 minutes in fame.
First of all, who wants to look at that on TV? Who wants to look at that? That's nasty.
And I'm willing to say that me and Peter will go half on a check to give them new clothes to wear for any production that they have in the near future because they need to stop wearing the same clothes. And this goes for Tiffany, too, because she's out there, poor thing, wearing the same dress that she did in Celebrity Big Brother, the next 16 or 15, 13, 9, and Family Therapy. I'm not mad at her. I'm actually happy that I left. I'm
happy I didn't do the show. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to get to that right now in a couple of seconds because I want to clarify where Antonio has been. Antonio did not say anything because at the time, Antonio was being loyal to two friends that he has, which is Peter and Tiffany. When two friends get into an argument, you don't get in. You just step aside and see what's going on and observe. People fail to understand that I relocated, and I'm going to say it again, For Tiffany, yes. I have other clients, which I'm not going to mention their name because I don't want their hashtag to be involved and it has nothing to do with them. People know who I'm referencing. It's out there. However, she had me out here. We went to a party. She wasn't even capable of getting me in the party. I was outside because her two clowns were there parading, trying to get their 15 seconds of fame. It's not being bitter. But see, what she doesn't say is that Peter was the only one that offered a place for me to stay. I could have rented. I could have done that, but it wouldn't be in my budget because it wasn't in my plan.
I didn't even know him.
To California. And let's be clear, Peter did not know me from a hole in the wall. And Peter said, Antonio, you could stay in my home. Of course, I looked at him and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it, yeah. And I looked, I was like, what is this crazy dude is talking about? I am not going to stay in his house. So throughout the night, we're filming, and then she comes, Antonio, make sure that these people are not here for me. Antonio, do this, and don't make sure these people go up. And I made sure people didn't go up. To what? Then to go to her house and
before
say,
you came, I was
being out of pocket?
Remember, she had.
What? I'm sorry?
I said before you came to Botched, I was like, I was the best one on her team. The others are useless.
Right. But see, I'm not even
make her look
focusing in on them. It's because people question why wasn't I there. And then she goes and makes a comment that I was quiet as a church mouse. Well, the fuck I ain't now. I'm going to speak up because someone stepped on my fucking tail and she needs to be sit down. The moral of the story is that I knew you for 10 years, miss. You're balling and indulging in fake Chanel bags, okay, because I have receipts for all my bags. With your fake bags, with your plastic hair, and I'm not talking about exo virgin hair because that's an amazing hair, which
love it.
I could go on about it. It's just that she likes synthetic plastic hair, and Stephanie, your hair is amazing, girl. Antonio. But anyways, the point here is that she and I would not be in her team for the simple fact that Peter gave me a place to stay. And I paid rent. I sure did. I didn't stay for free. And he was more of a friend than she was. Because if I was her and I knew me for 10 years, I would say you could crash with me. But no, she didn't. No, she did not. I had to stay in a stranger's home, which opened his own. Didn't know me from a hole in the wall. I could be a killer. He could have been a fucking killer, but he wasn't. So I'm not going to sit here and bash him. And then you're going to sit here and fan about me and about Peter and how I wasn't loyal. No, bitch, you wasn't loyal. You wasn't fucking loyal. Because if you was loyal, we would have been what we needed to be. Okay, many times Peter sacrificed everything for free. And I sat down and told Peter, why are you doing this? Peter would tell me stories, and I'll say, this is not the Tiffany I know. And Lord and behold, we went out to eat, and Peter had to pay for his own plate. Why? Because Peter has more racks than you, more tubs than you. I mean, let's be. It's not about money. It's not about nothing. It's stick with what you preach, miss. And you sat there and you said, this is what we're doing, and this is what we're not going to do. And then you turn around, and then I can't even call her boyfriend because the skit that she did in the next 15 boyfriend. If that's your boyfriend, then let's call on everybody else on your phone book. Let's just not go there. And it's not being hateful because I wasn't going to say anything. But she opened that window when she sent that direct message to a fan to talk smack about how I ain't friends and she ain't fucking with me. No, we ain't fucking with you. We ain't fucking with you. She didn't pay Peter because Peter's nice. Peter always tried to work with her. See, no, not this fuck nigga, which is me. I got my money. I made sure I got my money, every cent of it. Because I'm telling you right now, she wouldn't be living where she's at. And she's not at the Valley. Let's just say that. She's in the swamps of L.A. So,
I'll say it. She in Long Beach. In the straight up ghetto.
Listen, I love ghetto.
That might come off of in the straight up. It looks like shit neighborhood. Whatever.
Now,
people, you gotta be so politically correct. These things are stupid.
Well, I mean, you guys. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. This is the show's turned out greater than what I thought. Now we only have a few minutes left, so I just wanted to make sure I got a couple of things in. I needed you guys to talk about the announcement, and then I needed you guys to make sure that you gave everybody your social media contacts so people could contact you for business or any other reason.
Peter, what are you telling people?
Okay.
What's secret?
Antonio, okay. All right. I'm really not supposed to say anything. Antonio is going to tell me, but
oh shit.
We are currently in the process of doing a show, and you will see us shortly.
I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
Yeah,
Lord
you
Jesus.
can play it like that. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble.
You guys can find me at Antonio Velaz at Twitter, Instagram, or Google me. I'm all there, but once again, it's at Antonio Velaz, and I am not confirming anything. Peter, I'll call you after this interview.
Okay,
but thank you guys.
I'm gonna get a lot of calls.
Once again, Tiffany, if you're listening, I'll pay for your clowns' uniforms. I have no problem with that.
And I'm sure she has one
hon.
of that, gowns I bought her in her closet.
Did she even return the one that she owed you?
Okay. Oh, we're going on tangents again, Antonio. Okay, so my Twitter handle is at the one and only PC. You can find me on Instagram at PC Styles _ all day, every day. And you can find me on also PC Styles all day, every day.com.
Okay, sounds good. Now, I just had to ask you a couple of questions.
And pay me my money, Tiffany. No, I'm kidding.
You heard him, Tiffany. You better come up off that money. Now, I had a couple of
If you balling out like you claim.
I had a couple of questions to ask you about your clothing lines. Now, your Facebook page spoke about your, let me see, you have the Peter James collection and the Peter James Couture collection. What is the difference between the two collections?
Okay, so the difference between the two collections would be the Peter James collection is ready to wear, so it's practical clothing. The Haute Couture is more avant-garde, artistic. I'm going to be debuting that Paris Fashion Week. I don't know when, I don't know what year, but soon.
Right, and you happened to launch a fashion line at New York Fashion Week. Is that correct?
I sure did. I launched it this February, and I did it. It was something I wanted to do my whole life, and I just, I went for it, and I did it, and it came out awesome. A huge turnout, and I couldn't have asked for a better debut show. I mean, it's New York Fashion Week. That's huge.
Which line
I was very happy.
Was that for the Peter James collection or the Haute Couture collection?
Okay, so my brand is called The House of Peter James, and that is, that is the umbrella of, the two companies, which is the two lines, I should say, Peter James collection, and also Palmy.
Have you ever thought about auditioning for Project Runway to showcase your fashions?
Absolutely. I love that show. I think there's such talented people. I love Heidi Klum. I would love to put her in a dress. Oh, my Lord. And, yeah, I would certainly do it. I haven't been asked. I don't usually like to do casting. I like to get calls.
Well, hopefully after this interview,
we'll see what happens
Tim Gunn
in the future.
Maybe Tim Gunn will call you personally.
I'd love to have a chat with him.
If you could pick 3 celebrities from any era, dead or alive, that you could design for and dress, who would those 3 people be? Your dream list.
Okay. On the top, number 1, certainly 100%, Mariah Carey. Oh, girl, if you get this message somehow, please, please. I would love to dress her, put her in anything she wants. Number 2 would be I'm going to say, this is a hard question, but I'm going to go ahead and say Ariana Grande because I think she's so cute and adorable. And then let's do someone not alive. Marilyn Monroe because, she's Marilyn Monroe.
Wow,
I could go on
a good
and
list.
on, though. You think so? Okay.
Do you have an online? Do you have an online boutique or store that people can purchase an original Peter Curti creation?
Absolutely. Right now, we're currently working on the website. I want it to be perfect, and that's when we're going to be debuting the spring summer collection. But they could find us for now on Instagram and Facebook, and Facebook is www.facebook.com// House of Peter James. You could search in the menu bar House of Peter James, and it'll come right up. Also on Instagram, the handle is @House of Peter James. Wow. And, you can email me. The contact information's all there. You can email me with some information, and I'd be glad to, work with anybody.
That sounds great. Peter, I want to thank you for being a great guest, and I want to thank Antonio Velaz for calling in as well. You guys rocked the show.
Wow.
It was better than I could ever have imagined.
Great,
You're both great, but unfortunately we're out of time. But if you ever are willing to call into my show again, just let me know. You can be a guest anytime. This is amazing.
And I want to say thank you to all my supporters. Sorry. Thank you to all my supporters, because without you guys, I wouldn't keep going, and you give me the support. I love y'all. Sorry.
Okay, can you give out your contact information, your Twitter, and your email just one more time?
My Twitter is @TheOneAndOnlyPC, and my Instagram is @PCStyles_all day every day. And you can find the House of Peter James on Instagram and Facebook. House of Peter James is the handle, and House of Peter James is the Facebook name.
Peter, thank you so much for calling in. And once again, just if you're ever willing to call in again, just let me know, and we'll definitely set something up.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Yes, with you as well.
All right, you have a good one now.
You too. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Peter James from the House of Peter James. Man, this is a great interview, and it'll be up on YouTube either tonight or tomorrow. It'll be up there on the Meat Magazine YouTube channel. So just type in Peter James interview Meat Magazine if you want to hear this again. Or you can find the interview on Blog Talk Radio at the Meat Magazine Interviews channel. So just type in Meat Magazine Interviews on Blog Talk Radio or in the search engine, and we'll pop up. But I want to thank everybody for listening in. Thank both of my guests, Antonio Velaz and Peter Curti, for calling in and rocking the show. This is another great show, Meat Magazine Interviews. And until next time, Meat Magazine.